Treasure Island City Commissioners will discuss waiving more permit fees.
Yeah, this would likely be a big relief for many homeowners who are still trying to rebuild just weeks before hurricane season. 10 Tampa Bay's Jenny Dean is live from Treasure Island now, where city commissioners, they're holding a workshop to discuss what can be done here, Jenny. And it is going to help homeowners not just get the money there, but this can also hurt city coffers.
Yeah, you know, Caitlin and Jameson, this is something that the city really needs to consider when they talk about waiving permit fees. That takes money out of the budget. So can they do that and still balance the budget, or do they need to find the money somewhere else? And that's going to be part of the discussions that they'll be having today at this workshop at 1 o'clock, where they're considering waiving fees for homeowners that want to elevate their home, or even those that are looking to do a complete rebuild. Now, the city has already waived fees for things that happened, right after the hurricane, all the cleanup that needed to be done, the damaged floors and drywall, roof repairs, tree removals, and all of those fees remain waived right now until the end of the month. But some commissioners have suggested waiving those fees even longer, and then additionally waiving the fees for elevating homes and new builds. So let's talk about the cost to the city. If you break it down, the average permit to elevate a home brings in $3,400 to the city, and permitting a new build for an average home just under $13,000. And so when you look at that number and then you look at what the city estimates how many of those permits they'd be giving out in the next few months, they say they have interest from about 200 homeowners to elevate homes, and about 100 want to completely rebuild. And that could be a significant cost, not getting those fees. That is going to be just one of the many things that they're going to be discussing when it comes to waiving permit fees for residents here. They really want to be able to help the residents. They really want to help people make their homes stronger and ready to take on the next hurricane season. So they're trying to figure out the best way to do that. Keep in mind, this is just a workshop here today at 1 o'clock. They won't be making any decisions, but what they will do is maybe come up with things that they can bring up at a commission meeting that they can vote on. And of course, it is open to the public, so public will be allowed to comment. So it's something that could be a lot of interest to people in Treasure Island. Jameson?
Yeah, and Jenny, you're talking about Treasure Island and permit fees, but I'm thinking about some of these big changes they've had in recent weeks with city leadership there at Treasure Island. Is that going to be discussed at all today?
No, that won't be discussed today, but you are correct. There have been so many changes. The city attorney abruptly resigned a couple of weeks ago. They're going to, commissioners have called a special meeting for tomorrow to talk about that and to replace the city attorney. But you might recall at last week's commission meeting, city commissioners voted to terminate the city manager. And right now there is the assistant city manager is now doing that job on an interim basis until they can decide what to do about that at their May 20th meeting. So there's definitely a lot of things happening here in Treasure Island. And of course, the thing that's going to be so important to homeowners being discussed today at the workshop at 1 o'clock here at City Hall. Live in Treasure Island, Jenny Dean, 10 Tampa Bay.
All right.